Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm going to do a follow-up of the A32 5G from Samsung. Now looking at this phone from the back, the first thing you realize is how cool the camera bump is down back here. It's got four cameras. It's got the flash over here. It's got the little depth sensor. It's got a ultra-wide main sensor and a macro lens. Now, this phone kind of reminds me of, like, let's say you're walking down the street and you see this hot chick and you're like, wow, she looks great from the back, right? And then as soon as you turn this phone over, you're like, man, wow, what happened, right? Because this phone has this notch that's really annoying. So what I ended up doing was I downloaded Nacho Notch, and I got rid of that little notch cutout right here. So you see this flat black line right there? That's the way I like to use this phone. Now, you can go ahead and revert it back to the regular settings. So let's go back to Nacho Notch. All right, and let's get rid of that. And then this is the regular layout here. Now, some people like this. I mean, I'm kind of, in between. I'm not a really big fan of that. I rather have the center hole punch out, but it is what it is. So, other than that, let's talk about what my first impressions are using this phone for about 5, 6 days now. I'm actually pretty impressed with the speed of this phone. This phone actually has quite a lot of power. It's using the Dimensity 700 series chip, and here I have it locked to. I have it on Cricket Wireless, and you can see here that scrolling on this phone is really good. I mean, this has got the 90 hertz refresh rate, which is really a plus. I mean, considering that I didn't expect this to have a 90 hertz refresh rate, but it does. So you can see that everything that you're going to search here is going to be pretty smooth. All right, so you can see how that works. So that's pretty good. So everything is pretty smooth. Everything's pretty much on point. All right, so you can see that. All right, and then we have the Pixel 6 over here came out a couple of days ago. And the scrolling on this phone doesn't lag. You can see it's pretty smooth. So I really, really like that. The cameras can be better. In regular daylight, you're not going to have a big problem. Let's see here, some photos I took in the daylight. You can see I took one of my cat here. And the photos are good in the daylight when there's light. But as long as if you're taking photos at nighttime, it's gonna lack. And another problem that I'm having is there's no working Gcam on this phone, so that can be an issue. I really like Gcam, especially if, for a mid-range device or a lower-end device. Gcam really makes the photos appear better through, software optimization. So that's kind of a bummer. So I couldn't get one that's fully functional, and that's why I didn't even bother putting one on here. I deleted one that I found, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Now, this phone does have 4 gigabytes of RAM, so you're not going to have any issues opening up apps. Um, Everything actually opens up pretty fast here. Let me clear all this. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So camera, pretty good. Um, all in all, scrolling on this phone is not going to be an issue. Uh, the side mounted fingerprint sensor works really, really well. It works every single time. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Every time. Every time. It's got the little animation thing going here. On the phone, all in all, man, I mean, I would tell you, if you guys want a phone that's a mid-range phone with 5G connectivity, you can get this one on Cricket right now for $79. I would say go for it. There are certain things that this phone does lack, but this phone does have something that a flagship doesn't have. It's something called a headphone jack right down here on the bottom. So if you're into, listening to music while you're walking or running or whatever, this has a headphone jack. You don't have to do the wireless. I'm pretty irritated with wireless buds because you have to keep charging them. A headphone jack, you never have to charge, man. When you have a headphone jack, why you just plug them in and you're good to go. So that's a big plus here. To be honest, I'm actually impressed with it for the price point. Now, if you're going to spend $279 on a phone, retail price, I would not buy this phone. There are better options to get for that price point. You get like a Moto G 5G. You can get, um, you can actually spend a little bit more and get the A42 5G. You can get, I think a lot of different, or if you want, you can get a 4G phone. You can get a OnePlus 7 Pro right now for under 300, or you can get, OnePlus 7T. But if 5G is your thing, I mean, I have no problem. This phone is good. Now, 5G is not the greatest where I live, so 5G just might not be worth it to you. So other than that, man, I think this phone is it's a good phone. It's not a great phone, but you got to think what the price point is. For $279, I wouldn't go for it, but for $79 you can get on Cricket right now. You should go for it. Metro's got this phone, I believe, for free, and I would definitely jump on it, guys. So anyways, I hope that helped. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe down below and stay blessed.